One last short announcement. The last chance if you want to circulate and find your son's teachers, get a copy of the syllabus, of the curriculum that they're learning in your different classes, please do so. We're going to start the formal program in about 3 minutes. At this point, we'd like to begin the formal program. If people could find seats, the men on the tables to my right, the women on the tables to my left, so we could begin the program. Thank you so much.
Teacher English or what? Has he started anything?
Yoshua, the only English he's taking is independent with Dr. Brown. I don't know if he started it yet. I don't know.
And who's Dr. Brown?
He's somewhere. He's
and in Hebrew, who do I go to?
Back here. Back here.
Here.
Yeah. Once again, if we could ask everyone to find seats. The women on the tables to my left, the men on the tables to my right, so we can begin the formal program. you. Thank you. Okay, one last announcement, and in 60 seconds, we plan to, Bez Hashem, begin the formal program. If you want to grab some food as you're finding your seat, the men on the tables to my right, the women on the tables to my left. Thank you. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for schlepping out this evening. Thank you for joining us in our back to school night. I would like to express hakaras hatov to the building staff for putting together this dining room, which is something that's been taking a lot of work this year, working with our new campus, I guess you can call it, the amazing work they put into preparing our outdoor areas, which are almost complete. And also thank you to Mrs. Stern, who is probably not here in this room right now, but has been doing unbelievable work amidst all the movement and keeping the running from her position in the office. Thank you so much. As a teacher, I like to focus on goals for my classes. You come to teach a class and you have a goal. So the goal for tonight's program is threefold. We're hoping that the parents who come tonight will accomplish three things. Firstly, you'll get an introduction to your son's teachers, putting a face to the name, along with an understanding of the expectations of each of the classes. Second of all, we'd like to share some insights about chinuch in general and about our yeshiva in particular that can help you as parents guide your sons through these mesifta years that are definitely challenging years in the realm of chinuch. And thirdly, we'd like to continue the process of this building the relationship between parents and teachers, rabbeim, administration, so that together we could join in being mechanech your children, our talmidim. If you can keep in mind these three goals throughout the night, and let us know if we accomplish them by the time the evening's over. I'm just going to give you an overview of the program. The last half hour or so, if you've been here, you got a chance to meet some of the rabbeim, your son's teachers. There's a curriculum and syllabus that's lined out on the counter over there, and if you didn't get a chance to pick one up, you could do so on your way out. For the next few minutes, we're going to hear from Rosh Yeshiva Rabbi Nyman, who guides us along with the other Rosh Yeshiva in so many areas of chinuch. Following Rabbi Nyman, we're going to hear from the other administrators, other principals of the high school. We're going to hear from the Manal of the honors track, Rabbi Schlissel. We're going to hear from General Studies Principal Rabbi Silverstein, and then from Rabbi Begida giving a little insight into the chinuch that we provide here in yeshiva. And after that, I will give instructions as everyone will head to their son's Rabbeim's classrooms, and you'll get a chance to meet your son's main Rebbe, the Ian Rebbe, followed by Myrav. It's now my schus to call up Rabbi Nyman.
Good evening, Rabbosai. It's truly a pleasure to be here to welcome you to a new Zman, new semester, new year Torah chinuch, Torah-based chinuch. I look around, I see a lot of old faces, familiar faces, a couple of new faces. You know, since I've been here, it's hard to know everybody here these days, but the Baruch Hashem, it's a pleasure to see such an expansion and growth of the yeshiva. The Hanholen staff has done a lot over the summer. As you look around, you walk around. If you knew the building beforehand, you probably don't recognize it, get lost probably right now. When you walk around the building, I still get lost. I don't know where I am. I was given 5 minutes to share a short Dvar Torah with you about the little hashkaf of what the yeshiva stands for, what Chazal expect of us as parents, Rabbeim, and Talmidim. There's a very interesting, maybe you might say perplexing Ramban in this week's Parsha. Talks about the famous, the Ben Sorah Moreh, the wayward child who doesn't respect his parents, doesn't act appropriately, and he's sentenced to death. And Chazal say because ultimately down the road he'll eventually do something which is chayiv misa for, and therefore he's sentenced to death right away. The Ramban explains, what did he do so wrong? He stole some money, ate excessive food, was indulgent in basar and basar taiva, different things. What's the big deal? The Ramban says very nicely, he says, very perplexing I should say, he says, the Torah says, Kedoshim Tiyu, you have to be holy, you have to be a special person, holy, sanctified. So he's over on that, he went against that pasuk. Those who savodu, you have to serve Hashem, those who bakun. Stavin, we're commanded, Rodas Hashem, b'chol drachenu. We're commanded to know Hashem in everything we do. That sounds like the famous words, b'chol drachecho do'ehu. Know him in everything you do. And this person was not like that. This person, lo yeda derech Hashem, he doesn't know Hashem's way. It's a funny Ramban. I think the Rambam, I think, is known to say that the level of knowing Hashem in everything you do, whatever you do, everything you do in life is for Hashem. That's like such a high level. It's right before the level of nevuah, of prophecy. It's way up there. I can speak for myself and probably for most of us here. I don't think any of us are on that level of nevuah. So this boy, this young man, he was excessive in his indulgence in food and drink and wine. And okay, so he didn't go ahead. He wasn't serving Hashem in everything he did. So what? We're all like that. What's so terrible about that? So I think the interpretation is like this. You don't have to be someone, especially a young boy, a 12-year-old boy, a 13-year-old boy we're talking about. You don't have to be someone who everything he does for Hashem. But he has to know where he's headed. He has to know where his goal is. He has to know what his purpose in life is. As the Mesilas Yesharim so famously says, he says that you have to know ma chovaso balama. What is my job? What is my purpose? The world is here. I'm here not just by chance, not just to have a good time, not just to become the wealthiest person or the most powerful person or the most famous person in the world. There's a purpose. Hashem put me here. I was placed here with a mission in life to become a ben Torah, to become a Bal Midos, someone of good character trait, an honest person, a masmid, someone who learns Torah, who espouses the morals and the laws and the deeds of Torah. Someone who is a Kiddush Hashem, a walking Kiddush Hashem, to perfect yourselves, to be someone who we're proud of as a member of Klal Yisrael. That's a person's goal. That's what the Ben Sorah was missing. He had no direction in life. He was just involved, totally indulgent, not doing anything terrible, but he was totally indulgent that was heading the wrong path. We have to, our job as parents, our job as mechanchim, our job as rabbeim, is to set our children along the proper derech Hashem, to know they have a purpose in life. It's not just a freebie, it's not just a free-for-all, not just a time to have fun and games. You can have fun and games, nothing wrong with that. Everything we do, whether it's a secular program, whether it's studying math or science or history, whether it's the Torah program, whether it's the learning Gemara, the Iyun, the Havana, the Marsha, and the Ramban, whatever it is, it has to be because we have a certain purpose in life. We're here if we have a mission. We're different than the people out there in the world. There's special meaning to life. That is the key to success. We can't expect overnight gonus and godless and genius and to be the biggest for Moshe Feinstein. No, that's not our job. Not today, maybe the long run, but that has to be the goal. I want to become a Ben Torah. I want to be someone who Klal Yisrael is proud of, who's Mekadesh Shem Shamayim, who's a decent, law-abiding citizen, who emulates the morals and the concepts of that Torah demands from us. If we do that on both sides, if we keep focus, what is my job, and try to teach these kids, you'll be the happiest people in the world. If you have a purpose and mission in life and you want to serve Hashem, you're not serving Hashem every minute. You want to play ball, you want to study, you want to do something else, you want to eat a little bit, you want to have some peas and steaks, not so bad. but as long as you know what your purpose in life is, and that is our mission as Rabbeim, as a Mechanchem, to imbue, instill within these Talmidim a sense of mission and purpose, to know Ma Chavasa Balamo, Hatzlacha Rabbah.
Okay, so I would like to just give over a brief message about just one aspect and one element of what we have going on in the yeshiva. You'll hear from the other administrators shortly. But I guess I have a number of different roles that go on in this yeshiva. I coordinate a lot of the programming and stuff for the honors program. Specifically, I help organize and run a lot of the other extracurricular programming, Ruchnias, Kodesh programming that goes on in the yeshiva. But I guess just in a nutshell, I think what a lot of the job that I have really falls under is looking at the whole Talmud, because that's really the theme of what goes on in this yeshiva, something that I've been a part of and that I've seen over the last bunch of years. That we don't just, what you're going to hear a lot about, and you'll see some of the curriculums, and there's a lot that goes on here in terms of the academics of your sons, of the Talmidim in the yeshiva. But we also have a tremendous amount going on outside of the academics, outside of the classroom, a lot of extracurriculars, because we know and we've seen that the success and the growth and development of the Talmidim in the yeshiva is not just by what they learn in the classroom, but it's all the things that they can gain from and that they take part in and that take place outside of the walls of the classroom itself. So you can take a look. I'm not going to go through all the programs now. You'll see there's cards on the tables. You can just look at them and flip over the sides of the cards and see the amount of programming that we have going on. It's like a smorgasbord of there's something for everybody, as they say, and there's really a tremendous amount of programming, both on the extracurricular chal side that give the boys fun and excitement and different types of opportunities for growth in that way, and a lot of Kodesh programming, a lot of extra opportunities for learning, many different venues outside of the classroom. And we feel, I guess the first point is, if I would just say, I would encourage everyone here to encourage your sons to take part in some or any aspect of the programming that you see that goes on here, because aside from the growth that we've seen from the Talmidim that are involved in all this programming, their own personal growth, but there's something else that happens also, because being that all this programming is taking place under the yeshiva and with the direction of the involvement of the yeshiva, so what we've seen is that the Talmidim who get involved in all of these programs become much more connected to the yeshiva in a total sense, not just in the actual thing that they're doing, but it makes them feel more connected overall to the yeshiva, which is a tremendous thing that helps their growth. I run a lot of the programming, the Kodesh programming. Rabbi Becker, the director of the student activities, runs a tremendous amount of the programming that you see on the card. We have Rabbi DACHS, who's a dorm maskiach, who runs a lot of programming for the dormitory Talmidim. But there's really a lot that's going on, and a lot that, one of the other administrators suggested that maybe I should just share just a story of or two about the different successes that Talmidim have had from these programs. So I was trying to do it, and I decided not to, because there's so many different stories from so many of the different aspects. I don't want to highlight any one and take away from any of the other ones. But I will say, because there's a little bit of hashgacha, but I was just talking to Talmud this morning, before I was told that I should come up with a story of what to say. Talking to Talmud this morning, who used to be in our high school, and he's now learning in our base medrash. And I was talking to him about how the adjustment is from the transition of the high school to base medrash, to full day of learning. And he said that, and this is a boy who over the years, over time, got involved in a lot of the programming that took place in the yeshiva, the extra learning programming in different areas. And the boy shared that it's definitely an adjustment, but he feels that it's much, much easier because over his years in yeshiva, he feels like he really had a lot of preparation for this next stage in life, because he said, listen, when I came into yeshiva in 9th grade, I wasn't really so involved. I just wanted to do the basic day and get it over with. But as the high school years went on, he took on a little piece of programming with this, little extra learning in the morning, before davening with this Rebbe, and he stayed a little bit extra at night for this other program, and, this program had good food, so we came to that program. And, over a course of time, he really connected with a lot of the programs, and he said he feels that was a tremendous help for him to be able to transition into the base medrash. So I think this is what takes place on a daily basis, because when we look at your sons and we look at our Talmidim, we're not just looking at how we're going to make them the most successful in the classroom. That's something that we also do, but we really look at how we're going to make them the most successful as a person, and that involves not just what goes on in the classroom, but all the other programming that we have that goes on. So again, I would really encourage everybody to speak to your sons and encourage them to try to get involved in whatever some of the programming that we have here. And like I said, that's really just a reflection of a little bit of what goes on in the yeshiva. You'll hear some more details about a lot of the other stuff that goes on, but at least from this element and the aspect that I'm more directly involved in, I think it's something that really represents what the yeshiva is about. And we're really looking forward, and we're hoping to be able to partner with everybody here to get your sons to that next stage of success in life and wherever they are, using all the different elements that we have that go on in the yeshiva, and looking at the picture of the whole Talmud to be able to really help them develop into the Bnei Torah that they could become. So again, welcome everybody here tonight, and we're looking forward to seeing all their growth in the years ahead.
Welcome. For those of you who haven't had a chance to meet me, my name is Yair Silverstein. I'm the General Studies Principal in Yeshiva. So happy to be here tonight. It was really great to meet so many parents who came out to meet with their teachers. We've been working hard over the summer to make sure that this year is a year full of growth, excitement, and learning. One of the things that we're most proud of in Yeshiva, excuse me, is the way we work with our Talmidim. We spend a lot of time collaborating with them, meeting with them, talking with them, whether it's placement, whether it's in classes, and in that way they feel heard, they feel that they have a part and ownership in their learning. One of the other things we do that's equally as important is communicate with our parent body. It's a three-way partnership between us, the Talmidim, and the parents. A few of the ways that we communicate with our parent body is the interim reports, which we send out to let parents know how their sons are doing. The grade book, which we have opened, has assignments, grades the teachers place in there. Parents have the opportunity to go in and check how their sons are doing. Automated emails, things that we do to make constant contact with our parent body so that we all are working together for the growth of all of our sons. Tonight, you took the first step in the communication process, but we ask that it not be the last step. We really want to work with you. We're really looking forward to working with your sons and you as well to make sure that they become the best child that they can be. Have a good night.
Good evening. Thank you for coming out. I don't need this for my speech. My name is Yehuda Brigida, one of the Manalim over here. Just to share a few thoughts. First of all, thank you very much to Rabbi Silverstein for arranging and coordinating tonight's event. Thank you very much to Mrs. Stern in the office. I don't think she's here. She might still be in the office, as Mrs. Arpessa, for all the efforts that they put in to work out tonight's event. And thank you all for coming out tonight. I know it's not easy. Probably for most of you, this is not the first back-to-school night you're attending this week. I don't know if it's the last either, but we really appreciate you all coming out. A special welcome to the dormitory parents who are watching on that camera. Special welcome to Rabbi Friedman, who actually flew in from Muncie. His son just joined our 11th grade. If you could help us out and keep the dormitory boys in mind, any leftover potato kugel or anything like that, they always appreciate it. An invitation for Shabbos or anything like that, if you could keep our dormitory boys in mind. I was sitting down with my fellow administrators thinking about what to talk about, and they said, don't talk about technology. You did that too many times already. And then a few hours later, I went home, and my wife said to me, "You're not talking about technology, right?" So I don't know what to talk about. But really, that's a sign that we made it in a major way. We've had a 4 or 5 year transition over here in the yeshiva, and the environment that we created almost doesn't exist in other schools. We're in a community social circles where what we're doing is totally against the norm, and it's really to your credit. You probably get a lot more of the kvetching than we get, but Lamaisa, we've created an environment over here where in a moment of truth we could say the boys are actually proud of their dumb phones, if we could call them that. And it really only works because of the tremendous partnership that we have with all the parents here. And I don't have my head in the sand. I don't think we have 100% compliance, but at the same time, I don't think there's any area that we're perfect in. But Baruch Hashem, the environment is really, really good. If anybody still needs assistance in figuring out what to do, how to make the switch over, please reach out to us. It could be complicated, especially for those of us that are not tech savvy. That's all I'm saying about technology. But thank you very much, and we have really a one of a kind environment over here, and we're super, super proud of what the boys have accomplished, and we'll have many opportunities over the year to celebrate with them. I want to give you a little sense of the environment over here. At the end of the year last year, we had a sad situation. One of the boys in my shir, his father was nifter, one of the dormitory boys, and I went together with 2 of his chaverim over here to be Menachem Oval in Lakewood. And when I get to the house, he's looking, yes, as happy as someone could be looking when they're sitting shiva, but he was happy. He was feeling good, and he tells me, "You never believe who I just got off the phone with." Okay, who did you just get off the phone with? I just got off the phone with Coach. Okay, our secular studies staff already left. Their part of the program is over, but I don't even think Coach was here tonight. But he supervises our PE. This boy, 10th grader, was on the basketball team, and he said, "I just got off the coach. He was schmoozing with me for 40 minutes." A guy. He says he went through a similar situation when he was a kid, and he called me. He gave me a tremendous amount of chizuk, and he explained to me how if I handle a situation like this right, I could become a better person. I was blown away. This was, the coach. He hangs out with him on the basketball court. But that's the environment that we have here in yeshiva. That's the environment that we strive to be mechanech the boys in the yeshiva. It doesn't always sound like that from the stories that you hear at home. I know. I have a son here in yeshiva too. But the one thing I asked is reach out to us. If things that you're hearing don't sound right, reach out to us. Maybe we did something wrong. It's possible. Maybe there's something to discuss, but reach out to us. Just a little example of something that almost happened. We were sitting just the other day with the Rabbeim at lunch here in the dining room, and one of the Rabbeim, who happens to be good at giving haircuts, was saying how one of the boys had a really bad haircut and needed to get a haircut, and he offered him, "If you want, during break, I can give you a haircut." I said, "Do me a favor, don't do that, because I know what's going to happen. He's going to go home, and he's going to tell his parents that they told me I had a bad haircut, and my Rebbe just cut off my hair." That's not what happened. So, but do me a favor, just don't do it. So a lot of times, especially when we hear from our kids stories that happen, we don't get the full story. If you're hearing things that don't sound like the chinuch that we're claiming to have over here, reach out to us. You don't just have to post on the class chat as this kind of thing that always goes on in Torah's Chaim. I'm a new parent over here, fill me in. You could actually reach out to us. We're real people, happy to discuss. And I don't know, we prefer if you take care of the haircuts at home anyways, so. Okay, but again, it's really important that the boys who grow the most here in the yeshiva are the ones that we have the best relationships with parents, and that's not always because things are going so smoothly with their children, but the parents that reach out to us, that we communicate with a lot, that's really how the team effort works, and we see the most hatzlacha. Wish everybody a ksivach simatova, and in Rez Hashem, we should all see a lot of nachas from the boys.
So I didn't have the guts to say this before we began this part of the program, but we were really trying to end earlier to try to condense the program, but we kept the hours on the sheet the same as it always says. So Baruch Hashem, we try to condense the messaging, and there's a lot that was given over, like the papers that are on the table that you could look over and read and then speak with us later, and the syllabus and curriculums that the teachers gave out, and the Rabbeim will do the same in the classroom. But at this point in time, it's about 9 o'clock. That gives enough time for everyone to take another few minutes to leave this room and get to the Rabbeim's classroom. I'll direct you towards there in a moment. We're going to call Ma'ariv for 9:30. So the Rabbeim will go till around 9:25, then have 5 minutes. Those people who want to stay for Ma'ariv. Ma'ariv will take place in the Ezras Nashim, which is the room on the other side of this wall. The Rabbeim's classrooms are as follows. Even if you've been here in the building before, there are some new holes in walls and new places, so bear with me for a moment, and I'll try to describe where to go. The C hallway is the hallway that if you entered through the main office, it's the hallway that's over there behind that wall. The easiest way to get there is to pass by the lockers and then make a left, and there's 4 classrooms in the C hallway. The classrooms are Rabbi Bergida, Rabbi Schlissel, Rabbi Blinder, and Rabbi Danziger. So if your son is any of those shiurim, you should head that way and head towards your Rebbe's classroom. Rabbi Kir's classroom is in the Otzer Svarim. It's actually the wall that's right behind us. It's on the other side of that wall. You could enter from either of the 2 sides, either going between the lockers or coming out that door and making an immediate right. Rabbi Kir's shiurim is in the Otzer Svarim. My shiurim is in Ezras Nashim. The simplest way to go to the Ezras Nashim is through that door and making a double left turn, but you could ask around someone to help you find the Ezras Nashim. The other 3 shiurim are in the Beis Medrash wing. Beis Medrash wing is behind me. The easiest way to enter the Beis Medrash wing is through the new hallway that was created. When you go into the Beis Medrash wing, right in front of you will be Rabbi Goldman's classroom, and you make a left turn and you'll pass Rabbi Palgon and then Rabbi Israel's classroom. We thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful evening. I'm just going to make one more announcement.
No, this is on. I'm just talking about the live stream.
She was done, yeah. Okay, we're going to ask the Rabbeim to head to the classrooms, to the shiur rooms. If anyone needs further direction, just ask anyone else around over here. The Rabbeim will begin the presentation shortly. Thank you.